Hi, it's Megan Chapman here. You have joined me for the Tuesday studio video visit. It's good to have you here in the studio. As you can see over my shoulder, there is the beginnings of another accidental portrait. So we'll see where she goes and we'll see who comes next after her. She's got a long way to go, but she's kind of shaping up to be something interesting. So I've been working on her in the studio. I finished the de Kooning module for the MoMA course. So this week it's on to Jackson Pollock. So I think most people know a lot about Jackson Pollock, so I don't know how excited we all are about it. I personally wish it would be on Lee Krasner, but whatever, it's cool. I do know that just from the Willem de Kooning module, I feel like I learned a lot more about him, and I could appreciate his art a lot more, especially the women's series. So I felt like it really expanded my understanding of him. I feel like before I was just operating with surface knowledge, or just, I don't like that, or I do like that. And I rarely relate to art in that way. So it was helpful to me to get to know the women's series and to kind of delve deeper into them and read some of the discussions about them and come to it more from a place of respect and admiration for what he was doing. So I can only assume the Jackson Pollock module will be the same, or at least a girl can hope. So besides the accidental portrait, today I started painting in a book. And for those of you that don't know, back in 1999, when I graduated from the University of Oregon with my BFA in painting and drawing, the way I graduated, after of course taking all the requisite courses in drawing and painting and sculpture and photography and everything else, with the focus being on painting and drawing, my final project, or what they call your BFA terminal project, was not a big series of glossy abstract paintings. It was actually a whole table full of books. And books have become quite popular in later recent years, but they weren't so much popular when I was working on them. I mean, they were, but not quite the way they are now. A lot of people do journals and things like that, which I like. But the interesting thing is I don't know why, but today was the day that I have not done a art book since 1999, since I graduated. As soon as I was done, I switched back to canvas. So I don't know what that means. I think it's probably just a one-off. But I also thought the accidental portraits were a one-off, and here we are on number 7. So, you know, here, who knows? So anyway, I've taken an old book that I like the look of. I like the texture. I like the paper. And you can see that I've sectioned off parts of the pages, and I've actually taped them closed. And then I paint on top of the paper. So then the book is broken down into a smaller group of sections. So the first image in the book is sort of perhaps might be considered an abstract landscape, or it could just be a pure abstraction. It depends on how you're looking at the picture and what you bring to it. So throughout the week, I will be working more on these. You can see just the start of a drawing or a sketch. One thing I did always like about working in books was the super tactile quality of painting on paper. And when the, either I'm incredibly messy, or I just really like the texture that comes up when I have painted those pages and I haven't let them completely dry. And so that when I close the book after painting in the book, it creates this pull of the paper, which adds something to it. I can now see remnants of the old text beyond what I've painted. The tears add texture, and that was always something I really liked. So my books and my final project, while they were definitely something to be handled and touched, never really looked like anything you wanted to touch, because they were kind of dirty and falling apart and peeling and scabby, and even the paintings inside, maybe I would have painted a gorgeous painting, but they would become torn, and I liked that. That was all part of the process of making it. And I also liked that the viewer had to open it up and actually get close to it and spend time with it. I felt that at the time that large canvases were impersonal and did a lot of the work for you, and I wanted the viewer to work for the art. You know, I was in my 20s and I really wanted that kind of experience with my art. Anyway, today I thought, oh, I want to make a book. So I've started this book. We'll see. You can see not all of the pages have been painted yet. They've been taped off, but not all painted. So we've got a long way to go on this. So we've got Jackson Pollock this week in the MoMA course. We've got this to kind of resolve. We've got a book on the go. And then earlier in the week I did a big, yesterday I did a big studio cleanup. So you can see there's 2 large pieces over there. I've got a little workstation here. That's my storage shelves. All the paint is over there. You know, you can see farther back the area that I paint in, with the messy dripping painting wall, my little seating area that I stare at the painting wall, make sure it's all right or not all right. And then I'll just take you into this back room, which we've never been into, my sink, which is like the best thing ever. And then there's more storage back behind me, back there. So it's a good space, and I really enjoy it, and I feel very fortunate to have it. In other news, because this is already almost 7 minutes, I am having a little studio sale over in my Etsy shop. So if you go to Art Maven, which is the name of my Etsy shop, Art Maven, you can find small canvases such as this one that are all ready to hang and signed, titled, and dated. So something like this in my studio sale is just 45 pounds. So Art Maven on Etsy, you can check that out. You can check out my prints. That's where prints such as these are available for 15 pounds. So just a tiny bit of a sales plug, but mostly it's just about sharing my space and showing you where everything is. Like, that's where I store my prints, and that's where I store my wee little canvases as they're waiting to find homes, and my paints there, and brushes, and other materials, and then some of my finished paintings just hanging out. So that's what I'm up to. That's my space this week. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you're happy and inspired, and you know, keep fighting, keep working. All right, I'll see you next week. Bye.